What's up, good people? Welcome back to another Get Ready With Me and Devotion vlog. I hope you guys are having a great morning and great start to your day. Today's verse that I want to focus on for devotion is one of my favorites, which is Romans 8:28. For we know all things work together for the good of them that love God and are called according to his purpose. This scripture is definitely a testament to my life journey. I have lived this scripture, and there are so many instances where God has worked so many things out for my good, because I remember seasons of my life when things, weren't going so good. And I know I reference this often in devotion, but my scoliosis surgery in 2019 was by far one of the most physically exhausting and draining situations of my life. I mean, it's not easy, it's not fun, it's painful, and you really don't know the pain unless you've experienced it yourself and have felt what it feels like to not be able to sleep, walk, stand, and just do life, period. And I remember crying myself to sleep, because the pain was so bad. And I remember tossing and turning every night, just trying to find some position to sleep. And I remember waking up every single day exhausted because of the little sleep that I would get. And I also remember going to UAB for the first time after being diagnosed and seeing the x-ray of my 80% curved spine. And it was one of the hardest things ever, because you have all these feelings rushing to your mind. And when I heard the word surgery, I was absolutely terrified, because at that time, when my scoliosis journey was intensified at 12 years old, I'm still in my kid phase right before becoming a teenager, and I'm like, how in the world is this happening? And so there's a lot of chaos around me as my scoliosis journey is more intense, and my Meemaw was also failing in her health due to stage 4 cancer. And so here I am in 6th grade, my first year of middle school. I have a major diagnosis, and then I'm losing my Meemaw all on top of it. And so although I was in pain and it was hard, in life, it hurt to walk, stand, and pretty much do anything, I still got up and went to church on Sundays. And at that time, I was still in music ministry, and I would get on stage and play for praise and worship, and that was literally all that I could really do for a long period of time. We fast forward a little bit. I had my surgery 2 days after my Meemaw passed away, and as I was being rolled to the operating room, I just had this, hard anxiety attack, because it felt like life was crashing down on me. And I didn't know if I would see my parents again, because 2 risks involved was death and being paralyzed from the surgery. And looking at it from a span, of 5 years, although the journey as a whole has taken so much out of me, God had so many things lined up in my favor. I had the top of the line surgeon and doctor who is also a Christian. Every single time we came to UAB for an appointment was a pleasant experience. And walking through the journey of recovery, physical therapy, doctor's appointments, x-rays, medication, and so much more was and is a process that I can say has gotten better over time because of God. I genuinely believe that it was God's desire to see me overcome this, because living with scoliosis for a few months is one thing, but having to live your life with scoliosis and always be in pain for the rest of life is another. And because I love God and I serve him in ministry the way I do, I was still involved in ministry as much as I could be, as exhausted as I was. I believe that putting, action with my faith was a sign to God that even though I'm not at my best, my heart's desire is to still serve through my broken state. And I know I'm sharing bits and pieces of my scoliosis journey because it is so extensive and in some ways is still ongoing, but I just want this to serve as a reminder that God really does turn things around for your good. I may never feel completely back to normal like I did when I was, a child, because I have hardware in my spine now, but it is way better than living with nonstop pain. And God always has a way of getting the glory in our trials, but also rewarding those who love and reverence him. This past June, I celebrated my 5th spine anniversary, and 5 represents grace. And it is by God's grace that I was able to overcome this massive hurdle. And I never knew the magnitude of a miracle until I became one. So to anybody that is struggling with anything big or small, God can truly handle it all, from everything mental, physical, and emotional. If you really love God and you want to do his will, serve him with gladness and be like him in his image. And then he will favor you because he sees that you are dedicated to him, and he'll reciprocate that back to you. And don't you ever forget that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared to the glory that shall be revealed. I hope y'all enjoyed devotion and getting ready with me. I have a feeling that the next vlog is going to be my homecoming recap, so you don't want to miss that, because it's my last HOCO, because it's my senior year. A time will be had, and I am so excited. I will see you guys next week.